TMDE Sports is brought to you by Fanatics.com for all your official licensed gear. And the Browns special team unit live up to expectation now that Bubba Bentrone has come here from the Colts. And speaking of special teams, we have two very special guests. One of them happens to be the mother of Cade York. Keisha York joins the show. And near the end of the show, Christy Acuity has a candid conversation with Hollywood Higgins' mom, Ned Wood. Hey, let's get it. Wow, that was quick. What's going on? What's going on Facebook and all the social media networks? I'm sorry, I'm taking a sip of my beer. It's TMDE Sports, where we talk about everything that's going on in the sports world and our beloved Cleveland Browns. We have a very special guest for you today, and we might have another one pop in. You never know. But let's introduce the cast. Christy Acuity is in the building. Christy, let them know what's good, baby.
You know that, I mean, like, I am so excited about this. Oh my gosh. I actually got a hold of this person myself and convinced this person to come on TMD. And I'm so excited. I can't wait. Okay, let's go. Let's do it. Come on. Let's go.
I'm so happy. Anyway, like I said, we have a very special guest. Now, this woman, you got to give her props. You got to, we got to show love. She shows us love. She and her son, her son was selected by the Cleveland Browns in the 2022 NFL draft. He was drafted number 87. He is our illustrious special teams kicker. And we had the pleasure of bringing his parents. Sometime we want to talk about, their offspring. Ladies and gentlemen, Keisha York is on the show. Miss York, how you doing tonight?
I'm great. How are y'all?
We are wonderful.
So awesome.
So, Keisha, I got to ask you, thank you for coming on the show. We appreciate you so much.
Glad to be here.
All right. Now, let's get to it. What do you do with your time now that your son is made in the NFL? How's it going? You were talking about a little story backstage. Can you elaborate on that story real quick for me again?
Which one?
The one about the fan.
Oh, the game. Watching the game?
Yeah, the fan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So we used to go to the Brownsbacker watching parties and had to quit because I had a fan get really aggressive with me when Cade missed a couple of field goals, and they had figured out that I was his mom and got up in my face and was yelling at me and insulting my son. And I understand, when he misses a field goal, the fans get upset, but he doesn't do it on purpose or because he doesn't try. And the guy kind of came after me and then it turned into him coming after my son and talking about his work ethic and saying he didn't care and all those things. And so
hell no.
Got a little rough. Another person had to kind of come in and walk me to my car to get the guy to leave me alone. And
wow.
So from then on out, I kind of went incognito when I watched games.
Yeah. So all you Browns fans better start straightening your crap up, because if I find out you're going after Mrs. York again, I'm going to come after you myself, and I'm going to bring my big brothers with me. All right? Leave her alone. No.
Wow.
I am not cool with that.
And I will admit, because, and I'm not going to lie, I've been critical of him at times.
I bust on you so much.
A lot of the kickers that came through, I was like, dude, at certain points. But I see his leg strength, and I hope, this year with special teams will be a lot better the way it is.
Yes.
So now that you're here, I want to ask you, re-elaborate. How is the life of a parent of an NFL player? Besides going through that, what else did you guys when he got drafted, how did you feel?
I mean, when he got drafted, we were elated. I mean, the whole process for him was very different because he started off as a soccer player and then kind of started kicking in high school, and then that took off. And I mean, the whole time, right before he started looking at colleges, he was actually talking to colleges to go play soccer, and then he ended up going and kicking. Mm-hmm. So for us, we just thought, it was just a huge blessing that was going to be a way for him to get through college. So then from there to turn around and then get, drafted, it was just kind of felt like it was all a little bit of a dream, to be real honest.
Now, I have to ask you, because a lot of, college players that enter the draft, they're not necessarily saying, I want to be drafted by the Cleveland Browns.
Right.
So, what was what was his honest reaction, and what was y'all's honest reaction? Had you done any homework on the Cleveland Browns? Did you have any idea that we were like looking into him?
I mean, they had talked to him enough that we knew the top 3 or 4 that were going to draft him. And it was basically, of course, the way they work it all, it was, well, who's going to take him first? And we were pretty sure it was going to be the Browns. We had kind of been, led to think that was going to be the situation. So we were already, I mean, of course I was sad. I'm his mom. So that's a really long way.
That's far away.
And so it was more like, oh my gosh, that's far and it's cold and you're not the heat.
I feel ya.
Yeah. And so, but we were excited. We were excited for him. And it was, I think for him, Cade is not super emotional. He kind of keeps everything. He definitely feels emotions. He's actually really sensitive, but he keeps everything very, very compartmentalized. And so he was pretty emotional over the draft. And that was, for him to get to draft that high, he knew that was a really big deal. And just super grateful. I mean, to be really honest with you, he had nothing but good things to say about the coaching staff at the Browns. Like that. So we were, kind of weird to see him go so far, but it's hard to poo-poo on, going anywhere when you're getting drafted. All of it's a blessing. There's kids that spend their whole lives and everything working for that goal and they don't get to do it. So the fact that he was the kicker and went in the 4th round was, it was overwhelming. It was pretty amazing.
Well, I will tell you, I have loved Cade since LSU.
Oh.
When he kicked that 60-something yard field goal in the fog against the Gators, who actually happened to be my second college team. They've been my second college team ever since I can remember, because that's the way my dad raised me. But, to see him do that, it blew my mind. And so I got the chance to kind of interact with Cade. We were at training camp last year after the Hall of Fame game, which I'm very disappointed they're not going to have any practices after this Hall of Fame game, but whatever. I'll talk to him still somehow. But I felt bad for him because he's like off by himself kicking with like a couple of coaches. One gets the ball from behind the field goal, another one hands it to him. And, I was just like, he's all by himself. So I'm leaning up against the fence and I start yelling at him. I'm like, Cade, you're our best kicker since Phil.
Wow.
I was like, I love you. Go kick a ball down there. I'll go grab it. I'll go catch it. The crazy part is he actually did kick the ball to me. Yeah. But it was coming in so fast. I was afraid to catch it because I thought I would like miss it. It would hit my face and I'd have a broken nose. So I was just like, some little kid ended up catching it for me. Thank goodness.
She just loves it. She just gets so excited.
I love the players, and I've got a really good feeling about him. I really do. I'm not just saying this because you're his mom. And, I meant every word that I screamed to him. I do believe that he is our best kicker since Phil. And I think that he's going to end up right up there with Phil. And Phil was one of the best kickers in the NFL, not just for the Browns.
Yeah, he was good.
Speaking of that, let me ask you a question. When he had those struggles, did he call mom and say, Mom, oh my God, did he express how he felt to you? Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, he kind of has when he has a bad game. When I can't come to a game, I usually text him and it's almost always pretty much the same text. And after the game, of course, if it's a bad game, I don't play around and go, oh, you were amazing. I'm not going to lie to him. I'm just going to say,
well, you better get out there and do better.
Yeah. I just say rough game. I love you. Keep your chin up, kind of thing. He usually is quiet for a couple of days. I think he kind of processes it, but he's quiet to everybody. He's just quiet. And then sometimes if he wants to talk about it, I'll let him talk about it, but I don't ask a lot. Just because I feel like when he wants to talk, he will. But I also feel like everybody comes at him at all directions wanting to talk. Those poor boys aren't. I cannot understand the whole locker room situation. That reporters are allowed in the locker room while they're coming out of the shower, standing there butt naked, and people are talking to them, asking them about missing field goals. I'm like, can the kid put on some clothes, please?
Right. That is one, like,
that's a whole different subject. But
I've been asked to be a sideline reporter for a new league, and that is one thing that I'll let them get dressed. Like, I don't want to be going in there talking to. No, I have no interest in talking to you while you're running around naked. I will wait.
Yeah.
Because that's just the respectful thing between me and you.
So I just kind of let it. If he wants to talk to me about it, we'll talk about it. If he doesn't want to talk about it, we don't talk about it. We talk about his brother and his sister and other random things in life. And I just kind of feel like sometimes he needs
non-football.
He needs to talk about something else.
And there were it's crazy because there were a couple situations last year when, and I'm going to ask you about how you feel about this man in a second, where Kevin Stefanski did not use him. And fly.
Fourth down. Let's run the ball. Fourth down. Let's run the ball.
And he didn't use him in certain situations, and it puzzles me. So I want to ask you, how do you feel about Kevin Stefanski right now as the head coach of the Cleveland Browns?
I mean, I'm going to be honest. I watch football.
Texas is a football state.
It is a football state. But I have learned more about football, of course, since I have two boys that play, and so with watching my boys play, I've learned and started understanding play calling and different things like that. And I'm not going to pretend to know better than someone who has done it their whole life and they're a coach. I don't always necessarily agree with the coach's decisions, but I also make the assumption that they know something that I don't know.
Yep.
There's times I've asked.
It's all right to be a fan. You don't have to be. If some of these things, I feel like they're just common sense.
Right.
Like we're on the 20-yard line. It's 4th and 1. Get the field goal, man, and get the point in those situations. I don't think it take a rocket scientist to make a good decision. It's been time.
I do understand. I understand. I have those reactions too when I'm watching the game. I'm just like, oh my gosh, why didn't they let Cade kick? Or
right. And as fans, we start questioning. We're like, does he not trust Cade to kick the ball? Is that why he's running it all the time? Like, that's what's going through our.
Do you feel he didn't trust Cade at points in the time? What do you think?
Well, I did ask Cade flat out. I said, is he doing it because he doesn't trust you, or because, and Cade will give me, because usually, y'all have seen that he's pretty eager to kick a ball and things like that. So I know that he has asked at times and gotten explanations, and usually it was because they felt like they needed a touchdown for whatever reason. So it wasn't about, he didn't ever take it. Like at first when it would happen, he would take it like, you don't trust me because I must, whatever. But I think when he got explanations, it was never, we don't trust you. It was because we need to get here. And
if you were ever watching the game and BFO with me, you would have heard me screaming, give Cade the ball and I'm kicking. Like, what are you doing? How many times did this actually happen?
I scream, kick the bleeping field goal. I'm trying not to. My dad says I swear too much on the show.
What did I tell you about that? See, I like your dad.
Hit the good field goal.
And I'll do the math. Well, because he'll go through the times he didn't let him kick. Well, if he would let him kick here and here, even if he only hit 2 of them and not 3 of them, they still would be winning instead of going.
Correct. So I don't understand the philosophy.
I get it. But overall, I feel like, Cade's experience with the coaching stuff last year was good. Like, he felt good about it, and he really, really likes the coaching stuff this year too. He just doesn't have anything derogatory to say about it. And he's pretty blunt when he doesn't agree with something or doesn't like somebody. I will tell you all that. And so,
Well, I will tell you, I was super, super excited when we picked up Schwartz as the defensive coordinator, because I've been a huge fan of his, like watched him through different teams and for many years. And I know that doesn't have any effect on like Cade's position and his kicking, but I think I have seen from the videos in the training camps that the whole team morale is definitely different. And I don't know if it's Schwartz coming in, making a big, huge difference on the defense, or if it's Deshaun being there all season now. Like, it's just, it's coming together.
He said the same thing. He really likes Bubba, right? That's the new special teams.
Bubba Richard, he's the new special teams coordinator.
Yes. He used to play for us.
Yes, I did know that. He really likes him. And he's said really good things about him. And he said the morale is really different. It's a lot more positive in the locker room. It seems like the guys are enjoying coming to work every day and doing what they do. And so I'm not sure what if it was just putting some of the right players as leaders, some of the right coaches leading. I'm not sure what the turnaround was, but he has mentioned that it's a lot more positive in the locker room and at practice and things like that. He is enjoying it.
I got you. All right. So I got to ask you this too.
Okay.
And I want your final prediction, Coach Christy. Don't say nothing yet. We know what yours is.
I know. I wanted to ask her too, so I'm so glad you're gonna ask her.
So, what do you think? What is the Browns' chances this year? Is the season gonna be good? And after that, I want you to give me your final prediction for the season.
Oh gosh. I literally just watched my son, right? And I watch the Cowboys. Like that's what I do.
It's okay.
I do think actually with the players they have in and the way they are practicing right now and the things that I'm reading, because I do read a lot about it, it sounds like they have no excuses not to have an exceptional season. So I do really think that they should absolutely have an exceptional season. And if they don't, we probably need to look at some other things besides the players. I don't know about.
I didn't agree with you.
You already know what I'm gonna say. Get rid of Stefanski. But anyway, I'm sorry.
But I don't know about the Super Bowl. But my thought process with the Super Bowl probably doesn't line up with a lot of people, and it's because they haven't been to the playoffs in so long. I'm really kind of a little nervous if they make it to the playoffs.
No, we were just there
A couple years ago.
Yeah. But before there, it had been a very long time. But we were just there.
I fear their nerves will get the better of them if they go too far in the playoffs. I feel like when you have a coaching staff that's not experienced in all that and players that aren't experienced in all that, I feel like it kind of sometimes it gets the better of them, but I hope not. I would love to go watch my kid play in the Super Bowl. That would be, holy cow, amazing. So
yeah,
I don't know. I'll be honest. My predictions don't mean anything. I don't know anything about anything.
Let's just go ahead and take a shot. Just take a stab in the dark. We got.
What do you think? Yeah. What do you think it'll end up being? The record.
There's
17 games. Yeah. 17 regular season or 17 games. Their regular
14
season.
14-3, 13-4, stuff like that.
12-5.
Let's go with
1-16.
Stop it.
16-1. That would be amazing, right?
I
could see him maybe like 14-3.
Yes! Woo! I've been saying that for months. It's getting out there, Marcus. People are starting to feel it.
Now she's going to take what you said and she's going to run with it. Now. Hey, your kids said they could go 14-3. Oh, wow, man. Wow, man.
I put it out in the universe, Keisha, a couple months ago.
Did you? See, I haven't even seen, because I'm not a stat person. I really should be.
I get it.
It's all right. Listen, I got it all planned out. Okay, so we formed our football team in 1946, right? Mm-hmm. Right? Okay, so I'm going to be 46 this year. So it has to happen. The stars are going to align. We're going to go 14-3. It is what it is,
okay.
Marcus.
All right. I'm gonna respect that. Mostly get that girl power energy. I hope that works, and I can appreciate that. I'm just a little more of a realist. And it's like Reggie Langhorne when he came on the show. He said they haven't had double-digit wins in forever, but it is what it is. But we are up against it now.
Yes.
And I want to say, Keisha, thank you so much for coming on the show.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yes. Keisha, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming on. You don't even know. I can't wait to talk to you some more later in the future.
Don't let her drive you crazy, Keisha. Don't let her drive you crazy. She will. And like I say, every week, wow. Go Browns, bitches. And we'll see y'all next week. Y'all have a great night.
Thanks.
All right. All right, we back. We had some technical difficulties. So this is the second part of the parents' night that we're hosting. Earlier we had Cade York's mom on, Keisha York. Now we had Net Wood, who is Hollywood Higgins' mom, is on the show. As you will know, Hollywood Higgins used to play for the Browns, and now he's in Carolina. So we want to talk to Mama Wood. We call her Mama Wood. Mama Wood, how you doing tonight? Here she is.
I'm doing
there
good.
She is. Yay, Mama Wood, it's so amazing to see you. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, we appreciate you so much as well.
Harrison Bryant.
Bryant. I say the one that sack everybody all the time.
Miles.
Yes.
Miles. Oh yeah, Miles is still there.
Baby.
Oh yeah.
He's a tough one. He is a tough one.
You know, it's so funny because I was telling Mrs. York that like when we drafted Miles, I'm a little bit older. I'm going to be 46 years old. So I look at these boys now and I just want to make sure that they're fed, that they're getting enough water, you know, and staying hydrated. And like, I want to be like a team mom to them. Like, I don't look at them going, "Ooh, man, they're hot anymore."
Right. Because how old are you, Christy?
I'm going to be 46.
Oh, okay. I just turned 58.
Yeah. So
some days I feel it and some days I don't.
Well, you don't look it.
I know everybody say it, but I ain't did nothing today, Christy. Because, you know, Rashana just had the baby.
We have to say congratulations because you became a grandma again.
Yes.
So congratulations to Rashard.
Rashard had a little girl.
That is awesome.
Yeah. Oh,
so excited. Are you able to tell us her name?
Her name is Saint. You know, it's a little boy name is 7, and her name is Saint.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
Stories you like to share about your time when I know you came to a lot of the Browns games. Did you come to a lot of Browns games, didn't you? You were there?
I did.
So how did you enjoy the atmosphere in Cleveland? I know it's cold here, so just tell me about your adventure.
Yeah, one thing I like to say about the Browns, everybody loved the Browns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt.
I would love to see us win.
Mm.
Okay. And when we came close to the playoffs, when we went to the playoffs, that was the most exciting time I had with the Browns.
So, hey, we up against it. We reached the end of the show. And Mama Wood, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show, taking the time out of your day and giving us a little elaboration on how you feel about the Browns.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Pete is going to be super upset with us because he is working right now and he loves you, of course, and you know that he loves you, Mama Wood. So you will have to.
I just knew Pete was going to join us. Are Unique?
Mm-hmm. Well, Unique is that's our boy, but Unique is not TMD as much, but he always welcome to come on the show anytime he wants.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it was just supposed to be the parents.
Pete is though, right?
Correct.
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And what about Linda? What about Linda?
Linda's BFO.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So
well, it's nice talking to you guys.
It's wonderful talking to you too, Mama Wood. I can't wait to see you more.
This year.
Of course.
The Browns. You know that.
No, and if I didn't say it like we should have said earlier.
No, you haven't.
Go Browns, bitches.